Zam, slow down, Speedy.
If you've ever wondered if your dream job is really a dream or if it's actually just a nightmare, you've come to the right place. It's the show that tackles the most unique gigs you won't find in your job search, Jobs Unlisted. Presented by Army. Los Angeles' Fairfax Avenue is a hub for streetwear, a once niche culture that has since gone mainstream. The strip here is home to some of the biggest brands in the world, worn by people from the sidewalk to the runway. Now, starting a clothing line is something a lot of people dream of, but may not know how to do. So I'm gonna see how difficult it actually is. The only thing is, I have just 72 hours to get it done, and the clock is ticking. Tell me if this shit's whack.
Oh, you cut me.
This is your brand, so you gotta tell me what you want to see.
I like it.
We're fucked.
You suck. In 72 hours, I have to create and design a brand, have physical shirts made, direct a photo shoot, and open a pop-up shop. So I have to meet with and get advice from someone who does this consistently and at scale, the founder and creative director of Chinatown Market, Mike Cherman. Where does one begin finding inspiration to create a brand? Because I literally have nothing.
I mean, man, like, it sounds stupid, but when I was a kid, I started off my first brand with the name where I was from, the little nostalgia points. It could be just like, you know, what your mom's middle name is. I mean, at the baseline of all these things, we talk about brand names and logos and just everything. It starts off with just the main thing that means the most to you, because you're always gonna have to stand on a platform and tell that story. For someone to ask you what this journey has been like of, you know, being a designer and then owning a brand, how would you summarize it? What would you say it's like? It's like that cheesy ass line that Drake says, like, where he's like, I was in the gym shooting while you guys were out partying. Like, I hate saying that, but I sacrificed years of, you know, fun parties and going out and all this stuff to build this. Keep those blinders on and keep it rocking. All right, so in here is kind of like the Chinatown Market machine room, prototype laboratory. Everything in here is all about kind of sampling and kind of scaling it into production. One thing that we've been really trying to perfect is actually these UV transfers. So while this whole image here looks black and white, it'll actually go full color when it's in the sun. So when we lay this down, we start to go over this.
Oh, whoa!
You start to see that the whole graphic pops out. So, you know, things like this to me as well is like what makes the shirt special and why you're gonna be super intrigued to wear it. So I'd even say, let's go and put this down on the shirt and then you can start to lay things on top of it.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Now it's done?
And so literally from here,
don't burn yourself, it's 350 degrees.
Yeah, we gotta just go for it. And so sometimes we got a little bit of those issues, but we can work that out.
It's all good.
As we pop through there, we get our full parrot. So I'm gonna press this down once more, just to seal it.
Now, how much does something like this thing cost?
You know, man, it's like, for most basic, cheapest, easiest one, I'd say probably like $500.
But a $500 investment could make you
all these things, of course.
Let me just hold it up. This is it. This is the first shirt that I've ever made. What do you think?
I fuck with it, man. I mean, especially the fact that we got the UV effect.
That's the coolest shit I've ever seen, man.
And so really just being able to come in here, and then you come outside, everyone sees this, like, that's where the thing goes crazy, man.
I'm shutting the game down.
100%.
You have gotten to a point at least where, you know, you can come up with an idea, have it made by noon and shipped out the next day.
Yep.
I only have 72 hours.
Yeah.
Is that enough time for me to do something?
At the end of the day, you want to make it happen, it can happen.
After Chinatown, I link up with Gavin, the creative director of Supervision Studios. I stayed up all night messing around in Illustrator, creating logos and locking in my brand that I'm calling Blur. Tell me if this shit's whack. The name of the brand would be Blur, right? And the thing, you laughing already over that?
For sure, go ahead, you got it.
So the name of the brand would be called Blur. The way I arrived at that was that, you know, life's a blur and like if you don't pay attention, life moves past really quick. You know, another thing is like my name is Speedy and like things that go fast are like a blur. I travel a lot and people would always say, yo, I just seen you yesterday, but like now you in this place. So, you know, like Speedy is the tie-in to like Blur.
I think Blur could be whatever, you know, we can define it, you know what I mean? And I think it's not a bad name. I think we need to work on kind of the message and the story for sure.
I wrote down some other, what if it was just something like, life's a blur, have vision. Or like, life's a blur, see clear. Life's a blur, stay focused. Just like something along.
How about this? maybe building around this idea like carpe diem. You know, life is a blur, so like enjoy the moment. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like where you work. Okay, so let's look at some of the designs if that's cool.
Yeah. What makes a brand is not just a logo, but it's, you know, the messaging behind it and the aesthetic of it and how it lives in the world.
We've made some great progress. And so I feel like the next step on this journey is actually getting some stuff made.
Yeah.
We finally finished the designs, and now is the point where it actually gets physically made.
Yup, exactly.
I see my logo or the design there, which is cool.
Yup, so my guy Jose's here. He's gonna lay out the ink on the screen. This is where it was called a screen printing. This screen is a material that has a lot of holes in it. So what he's gonna do is drag the paint over it and push it through those holes, and it's gonna come out on the other side of the shirt.
Got it, so the paint goes through the holes onto the shirt, and that's what is the logo.
Exactly.
And so how long roughly does it take for one t-shirt to complete?
One t-shirt from print completion could take a couple minutes.
Oh, so we're good then. Because
Yeah.
I have okay. I was feeling concerned before we came in here that the stuff might not be ready, because like I told you, I only had 72 hours from start.
Right.
And we're just hours away from the pop-up shop. What is the likelihood that all of the items in our collection will be done by then?
I mean, look, honestly, the nature of this business, it's always very last minute. You're always on a time crunch. So these guys understand, they're professionals. If we say we got to get it done by this date, they'll stay late night, finish it, and make sure you got what you need.
So they're used to working under a time crunch. It will be done.
Yeah, absolutely, you got to.
The factory is making great progress, and we were able to knock out a few sample shirts. In the meantime, I had my producer book the best models available under this time crunch, and I'm meeting them for the first time for a fitting on set before the brand's photo shoot. It was important to me to create a brand that anyone can make their own, whether it's wearing it as is or personalizing it however they want.
Okay, so I'd probably like cut around here
Okay.
to show like more of the décolleté of the female
Décolleté.
body.
Love it.
And then I'd kind of crop like right here, maybe make it like that.
Can you give
short.
me a snip at like where you think would be a good length?
Okay.
Or should I do it to you since you're gonna be the one wearing it?
Okay, you could do it to me.
Okay. Cutting straight across.
Oh, you cut me.
Fuck, did I?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You got me nervous. What was that word you used? Décolleté?
Yeah.
I've never heard that word. What does
Really?
it mean?
It's like this part.
Like a clavicle.
Like, yeah, like a clavicle. Is it décolleté?
You're a natural.
Oh my gosh, I hate you.
You hate me? What did I
Don't
do?
save that photo.
I won't. I'll delete it. But what do you think? Neck? Should we lose the neck?
I feel like, yeah.
Agreed. I'm definitely saving this picture. I'm gonna put it as my background photo, my home screen.
Oh, you're so cute.
I was kidding.
Oh.
If you're making something great, you never want to do it by yourself. I needed some creative reassurance and advice from someone who started his own line and cultivated an audience, artist and creative Aminé. After looking at all of your stuff, which is like super fire, I feel definitely self-conscious.
No.
But let me just show you what we came up with.
Let me see.
So let me show you the black one first.
Okay.
So the brand
Fire.
is called Blur.
Oh, fire.
The logo is like this kind of like faded situation. I'll let you.
This is
hold it.
dope.
And then
it looks like a 90s band shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Merch tee.
And then the tagline we have is "Life's a blur, find focus." The inspiration behind it is like, yo, you know, in these times it's important to give people their flowers while they're here. Life is a blur, things go fast, and so it's important to like live in the moment. The age-old carpe diem situation.
That's really dope.
You feel me?
That part's really sick. I think that's a great start.
Okay.
Way better than anything I've seen on like the internet.
Photos. When, you know, you're getting product shots or like of people in your clothing, what are some things that you like to keep in mind?
Oh man, especially if the budget isn't big and things like that. If you don't.
As
have
you
the
can tell, budget not that big at the moment. We only had 72 hours though.
I feel like the best thing you could do with the casting is I want it to feel regular. Like I don't want it to feel like I hired the best looking models in the world. I want it to feel like regular people, not like Wilhelmina's
Got it.
top models.
The cream of the crop. Got it. I probably did the opposite of that. You know, I had so many spinning plates and so much to think about.
Still good though. It's fire.
But Aminé, I appreciate you stopping by, helping me out. If I wanted great photos and product shots, I needed a creative director who has vision on a very high level. That person is someone who's taken and directed photos of Beyonce, Jay-Z, and A-list celebrities everywhere. My friend Raven, aka Ravie B.
Something that's really critical to me with my own photo shoots is my models like feeling comfortable. So I think just an initial like, hey, I'm Raven, this is Spencer, this is what we're gonna be doing today. Do you feel comfortable here? And all of those things can make for like a really good experience.
In the little time I had to think about creative things, I brought some props. I don't know that we're gonna use them, like I said.
Lemon.
But I saw, and my producer shared this photo with me of a bunch of lemons in the water. Looked like a cool thing, lemons floating, a nice color pop.
Okay.
Thoughts?
I mean, I have the idea of like, you can do it, and if you hate it, you can take it out.
Okay, great note. Lastly, I brought some bubbles.
Absolutely not.
No bubbles. Not a fan of bubbles.
No.
Do you want to focus landscape?
I think I always do both. For like his marketing purposes, you want to have a variety for like layouts.
Okay.
I've just been listening, so I love the way we're going here.
Okay, good. I was kind of freestyling it. I'm trying to read
so
your
good.
mind.
It was so good. Sitting is what we all like to do, so let's do that. I like that, yeah.
Especially because it's like this whole like blur thing.
Yes, that's what we should do. Things in the foreground. If you can like just think like comfortable, like relaxed.
Maybe like turn the other way, like.
The whole purpose of this portion, like in the brand, is like being in the moment, enjoying the moment, and if you look like you're dodging something, you're not enjoying the moment. Yeah, I think that's cool.
This is your brand, so you gotta tell it. You gotta tell it what you want to see.
I like it. It's been a day. We are closers, and we made it happen. Hopefully, it looks as cool on video as it does in our minds. The 72 hours is coming to a close, but here it is, my pop-up shop. While I was making sure everything was in order, my friend Hadaya created the set, and I'm seeing it for the very first time. Everything looks great to me. I had so little time to focus on anything, and I'm just so happy that you were able to take on the responsibility in getting this done.
I do have a question though.
What's up?
So we stocked the racks with what we had.
Right.
You have more, right?
I'm still figuring it out. We had the t-shirts for now, but we have hoodies, sweats. The rest of the line should be coming. Oh, fucking goodness. So we didn't pull it off. The only thing done was the same sample tees that the models sweat through during our 95-degree photo shoot. But you gotta roll with the punches. The thing about art is your creative vision might be crystal clear for some, and for others, it might be a blur. We felt like the gray kind of complemented the black and blue a bit more.
Well, y'all felt wrong.
The fog makes things blurry.
Just gives it the whole feel of the brand.
Right now, it just looks like design barf.
It's clean for sure. I like the color, the blue.
Okay.
I'll even take a picture in it.
That's amazing news.
So you can remember your failure.
The fact that you told me you take a picture in it makes me very happy. Because that means it can't be that bad. If it was that bad, you'd be like, bro, I'm not even putting this shit on.
No, my manager's just trying to get me to do more charity.
Maybe it's because he's wearing it, but it looks cool to me.
Let me see the mirror.
Yeah, go for it. I think you look great, bro.
Ooh, I absolutely hate it. Let's take the picture.
This is a win? Can I count this as a win?
Definitely creative.
Okay.
I wouldn't sit here and be like, that's not that's dope.
Okay.
It's a win.
You suck.
All right, so 72 hours is complete as of right now. Fashion designing is a difficult job, to say the least. There's a lot of pros, right? It's fun. You can really show your creativity. You get to have cool photo shoots with people wearing something that you designed, which is great. But on the negative side, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. The production is difficult, as you guys can see. Some of the clothes got messed up, and no one showed up to my pop-up shop with the exception of a few friends. And so that's something that you have to be able to deal with, is the possibility of failure. All in all, I don't know that fashion designing is something that I love, but it was cool and it was fun. Will I ever do it again? Probably not. I don't think that this was a job for me.